Thank you so much, Sierra. Yes, I'm fangirling, especially over the players in this lobby. They've been around for so long, but ADG have picked their best map. Winthrop are showing us something different, Ash. They're going to need to throw their best changeup they've got if they want to avoid being struck out of challengers.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I think Roy just made a really good point, right? Just lean a little bit more into those comfort picks, maybe play slightly more of that puggy style there as well, and focus more on some of those macro goals across the map. Because again, it's just been so hard for them to develop that kind of identity throughout this split, right? Like, it's so crazy to me even. I feel like I've woken up out of a coma. I went from Ascension into this week, Lemon, and we're with Winthrop in an elimination matchup up against EDG already. Just feels absolutely insane. But starting things off with a mid walk down here from WU, I love the information that they're getting early on here.
Return of the double duelist too for Winthrop. It's gonna be cool because Sim's been trying out new things from the Waylay to the Yoru, but this hit is gonna be quick for ADG, and Winthrop be coming from an unconventional side. We'll see if Sacred can check them at the door. And he's already half health, but he takes down Sim, and that's a big entry point for Winthrop now gone. Wait a minute, Fair's in trouble, tries to take care of business, and it's good trades. It's now 3v3, the spike is not down, and T-Dog will hold his own, and just like that, the pistol is over with.
Yeah, I mean, the walk down for the information there for WU is great, but a very quick response from ADG. And I feel like you saw Chaotic throw out that undercut, and it just got so much value with slowing down that flank that was incoming, make it difficult for Fair to even try to hit that paranoia that would have blinded those two players. It made all the difference with that impending flank. As we head into the next round here, though, for Winthrop, they're going to gamble, stack the look over towards C. The call is good with how many players are waiting on the other side here from ADG, but will these pistols find success?
There's that first exchange. Bones with a double sheriff kill, while Hugh is right there with the Outlaw. An easy walk-up, shields up for Chaotic. And this round is already concluded. And speaking of moves, I don't even remember the last time I've seen him on KJ. It's got to be at least over 3 months. And even on the other side, I don't even remember the last time I've seen a Cypher on Haven. But Sacred is pulling out the same thing that he did last time against, what was it, Blue Otter? So it's what worked for ADG last time, and it's what's working for moves is going down with the ship.
Yeah, I know it does feel a little bit funky when we've cemented ourselves in this double controller meta, but both of these teams definitely finding a little bit more comfort with the Info Sentinels, even though they aren't in the strongest place right now. And comfort, I think, is just such an important thing in this elimination matchup, right? We do want to see them taking some of those risks, but overall, it's most important for them to feel comfortable individually within their roles on these agents as these teams continue to build chemistry throughout the 2026 season. And now this is where WU, we've seen some of their protocoling, that mid walk on the pistol round, that stack being called there by moves over towards that C side. But with full weaponry in pocket, and considering how strong of a bonus ADG are taking into this third round here, it is imperative for WU to find a strong finish here in round 3.
Absolutely, and ADG just showed us how aggressive, how quick they are with these executions already in the first 2 rounds, but just like they did against Blue Otter. My eyes are a lot on Q and what he's selling, whether it's going to be a fake, whether it's the actual execution. He'll walk up with the Outlaw, offense, defense. He is that spark plug, and they're going to try and hit C again. Winthrop don't want that smoke, though. I'm going to see if they can at least establish some garage control moves. He's going to take a peek, spots the barrel, easy for him, and doesn't want to deal with the follow-up. ADG trying to establish themselves, and it's Bones Deja Vu with another double kill to get ADG in a fantastic spot for the post plant.
Yeah, if Recoil's not able to get the pick here, it's likely going to be the save situation on the side of WU. STG still trying to maybe see if he can get one, but Chaotic's just going to clean things up. And man, I love seeing Bones back into the server here as well. The desk was highlighting how great of a player he's been. He's been, despite his age and how young he is, he's been around the scene for just such a long time. And he's just developed so much as a player. And those heroic moments that it comes down to, not even I mean, in that moment, it was not a, you know, they're 3-0 right now. It's not a hero moment, but he's still going to pop off with those multi-kills. Like, you could always count on him to be showing up, whether it's mechanically or when it comes down to that utility. Another stack here on the side of W towards A. These reads have been good coming out from moves when it comes down to that, but unfortunately, IGL will be falling early over towards mid.
Just with an eco for Winthrop, they're going to stack where they can, take the wins where they can, and ADG building some early momentum. And I like what you said about Bones, especially because he's one of the youngest players that we have in the league. His future is so bright, and he's played every role under the sun except IGL. So I'm sure, like, you know, when you grow up, you're gonna get that voice, you know, and then he's gonna be just this untouchable player. And he's already looking so good. Multi-kills, first blood, ADG now setting up on B. There's that Winthrop flank special. We'll see how Sacred reacts. And man, too many targets, too many bodies to look at. And T-Dog with the Odin could just spam them down, keep the pressure up. Winthrop trying to take angles, and they'll poke and prod, but ADG have the better weaponry. You have STG with that upgrade. He could pull off some heroics, but this is where time is running out, and the information is revealed. What a recon. And T-Dog will just bodyguard here at the front, and ADG will get away with another round.
Yeah, it's just about done and dusted here. For fair, not much you can do in this situation. For WU, part of me is waiting for the moment that they get that opportunity to get that operator online here for Sim. We talked about how badly wanted to see him back onto that jet. It's gonna happen into this round, but the other issue with it, as crazy of an opera he is, that ISO is that hard counter, and Chaotic has just been so good, I think, at leading that front line on these entries onto site, and I'm curious to see what the protocoling is going to be on the side of WU to ensure that Sim can get value with that first shot.
That's important, right? I feel like you live and you die by the Sim, because when his team is down, he's been that one to step up. But right now, he's going to have to step up to the other side of the map, because ADG are hitting C, and it is completely open. Moves gets checked at the same spot as last time. ADG are not going to re-peek, are just going to plant, hold their fortress. Winthrop did just drone, so it did not get any vision within the site. Recoil will get that recon in. Winthrop do flood off the clone of STG. Now off at the distance, there's going to be some exchanges. The smokes are up, and ADG are going to kidnap one with the kill contract. Fair versus Chaotic. Who comes out? T-Dog and Chaotic take care of the rest, and it's a 5-0 start for ADG.
It's a great rewrap coming in there from Sacred to ADG. The calling from T-Dog has been good. They have the understanding that when Moobs is trying to hold down C, Garage, and B all together, he's been throwing down that same turret, the left side of that C wall, to watch the main cross as well as into Garage. And ADG have been really good at just making sure that they can take that out. And it's forcing Moobs or whoever might be in Garage in his place to take that swing in window there as well, because then they lack that information over towards the Garage side and don't necessarily know who's walking up. Now, the timeout to be called here from WU is no surprise. Chaotic has had insane value here on the ISO. Consistently, again, walking up, being able to take down the brunt of that utility, ensuring that that turret doesn't even get even a little bit of chip damage off on anybody else. And I think what I'm worried about here, Lemon, is it's not like W are struggling for a lack of trying. We've seen them change up how they're looking to default on the defense. They've taken different reads. Almost every single round has essentially looked different for them, but ADG have just been adjusting so well.
Yeah, and you just have this frontline army that marches on with the ISO. You can't discount, of course, any backline pressure that can happen if Hugh decides to just gate crash in. And this double duelist has worked out so well for ADG, especially we saw the evidence of that against Blue Water. But it's Winthrop who have usually banned Haven, and that's at least one of their top considerations. And like the Dust pointed out, it's not a map they have a lot of experience on, but they can force the map 3. It's going to be a different story, and a lot of first bloods have been ringing in ADG's way. It is an eco for Winthrop, so they're going to try and stay together as much as they can. And I think Moobs realizing that, doesn't want to get hit by the drone, getting into C. Try to keep that Garage control. That's something ADG have to address.
Yeah, you can see them. They're almost looking for Sacred right now, right? Because he's been such a lurking presence, looking for those late wraps after that spike gets initiated on site. And that's what this mid re-clear is. That push out towards A as well. And Sacred, a great reposition deep into spawn. There's no way WU will go searching that deep.
Blank, Winthrop, Sacred just cannot be touched. He is ever dependable. Now against STG, he'll get that upgrade button. They're all set, activated. ADG know what's coming. But hey, that was a closer round than expected considering all the shares that came into this round, and there's only 2 rifles left for ADG.
And you can already see like how much more comfortable ADG truly are with this Yoru ISO composition instead of trying to force themselves into, you know, the pocket of that double controller meta where they had to play a lot slower. We see them just grouping up, taking these fights together, and it feels like it's sometimes almost the opposite on the side of WU, right? This is why I do like a bit of a shift of how we're seeing the defense being positioned here for Winthrop. Previously, we saw, I feel like, the group of 3 players together, but the op over here for Sim is not going to land.
Not yet. It's something for ADG to know about. Hunter's Fury pressure for T-Dog. There's been... Seaside has been hit so often at Winthrop. We're almost conditioned to expect that, but it's the opposite side of the map. Gate crash in, and there you'll have the plant very soon. Recoil wants to play his life here. He has the Hunter's Fury. Could try to drone in, get some info. I'm worried about this early engagement. And I think now he's realizing he has to go for the ult soon, or Winthrop, and try and converge from all sides. Recoil is taking a lot of the attention, maybe some pressure off of the choke for the rest. This is an unconventional Hunter's Fury spot. He's gonna get spammed. Oh, this was just a last second thought. That does not work out for Winthrop, and now they need to save the op, and ADG know that, and they're on the hunt.
And they have the money for it too. There's no issue with looking to take these weapons out of the hands of the Winthrop players, and overall, the game plan has just been so good. Back to what I was talking about before though, it seems like Winthrop in that timeout were able to address, you know, some of those issues where we saw, sure, Yoru, Jet, and the Sova were all playing together there on the side of Winthrop, but then you'd have, you know, Moobs, Fair taking like ones in a lot of situations, right? We saw the adjustment, so we could see players being paired up together, being able to trade off of each other a little bit more efficiently. It doesn't go their way still with how ADG has just been so good at picking apart these fights. T-Dog hasn't even died yet. Like, he's 5-0 right now. And I just think it says so much about how ADG are really able to find their flow with each other, because the spacing has been impeccable so far on attack.
I wonder if there's a world where STG actually invests a dimensional drift here because he bought a Bucky, and that could be their entry point. ADG just gonna cross the parted C right into B. That usual first blood goes their way. It is an eco for Winthrop, so we'll temper our expectations. The shotguns will exchange. ADG have cleared mid, and it's STG against the world. And that's all it takes.
It's gotta feel tough right now, Lemon. I mean, for anyone who's just tuning in, we have to keep in mind both of these teams are 1-3 right now. You get to 4 losses and you're eliminated from the switch stage of split 1 of VCL NA. And for Winthrop University, it's about trying to keep that mental up right now, right? You're down 0-8 in your elimination matchup. Of course, this is the map pick of ADG for Winthrop. We didn't really know what to expect going into Haven. But again, there's just such a stark difference, it feels like, between how these teams are looking to work together in a lot of those firefights.
You and me.
Just that crunch into garage, trying to find that turret. The kill contract doesn't pull anyone, so there's a silver lining if you squint hard enough for Winthrop, but getting ahead of the game. ADG catch them by surprise, but Winthrop have the power of friendship on their side. It's a 3v3. This will be Winthrop's best chance. And they had the ults to do it, but unfortunately, the people with the ults are dead. So it's going to come down to heroic plays from STG, who really has to step up. That secondary duelist. Oh, Sacred's through the top of the site, and Winthrop are getting sandwiched from all sides. T-Dog also has post-plant pressure with the shock bolts. And Recoil and Sim are trying, or at least just Sim is trying to draw him out, and that's just an impossible position to find yourself in.
Again, Sacred has consistently gotten so much value out of those lurks, those late flanks that come through. His timing has been impeccable so far throughout Haven. He's constantly that thorn in the side, and at times it feels like Winthrop, they're aware of it, but also getting caught off guard in moments too. Like, it's just crazy because of the fact that that timing has been so variable. It's been hard for Winthrop to read when he's going to be going for those pinch moments into the post plant. But this round, half eco coming in here. Again, first blood into the hands of ADG already. Looking to swarm onto this A site.
There's a big contrast in confidence, where ADG, this is their most picked map, Winthrop very much part of their bans. And you look at just the stats, like Sim being 2 and 10 is so uncharacteristic. You see that lack of confidence in the duels that he's taking, and these openers have been clean for ADG. And when they give him an inch, they take a mile, and they're running miles down to C yet again. Chaotix got the cutoff in Garage. You got the swing from Winthrop. There's glimpses of Winthrop trying to work together against all odds, and when they don't have the weaponry to have too much of a say against ADG, but they need to have a bigger dent into the scoreboard, or whatever happens in the second half, it's not really gonna matter.
No, Winthrop need to win this next round. Yes, there is also that conversation of maybe even just looking forward into Corrode here as well. But if they want any chance of a comeback, it starts now with this buy out of Winthrop. They've got a lockdown available into it. On top of that, the second timeout now invested before you hit that next half, and it's needed. Right? ADG, I feel like the calling from T-Dog has been good when it comes down to that conditioning that they were doing in the first quarter of this map, really just cementing the fact that they were going to go for those 4-1 splits. Sacred constantly just cycling different timings on those flanks, and then ADG flooding onto those sites, and then they sprinkle in like 2 fakes now, I think, here and there, or rotations that come through to try and catch Winthrop off guard. And despite the fact that Moves is able to read into it, he's able to call, the rotations back over to the other side of the map. ADG, at that point, they've already taken so much space.
Absolutely. And that lockdown you're talking about, T-Dog is 1 away from the Hunter's Fury, so if they play for Orb, even that ult may not matter. And there hasn't been that huge impact for Winthrop when it comes to these ultimates. And I think the second timeout, now that Winthrop are all out of timeouts, tells me that this is like a long-term thing that they need to work on. It's not just about these 2 rounds, it's how do we get out of our own heads and get onto the field, back into this lobby. Because now it's just the duels that they need to be just more consistent on. ADG, though, showing presence already in sewers. Bear has that 1v1. Jig is up, and he's still going to take that duel and win it. So Winthrop have a first blood, but it's already a quick pivot for ADG to get into B. Here's that lockdown. T-Dog has the Hunter's Fury, but he's gonna just activate it now to take care of that Killjoy ultimate. Meanwhile, ADG are not gonna waste any time evaporating Winthrop's flank. Get another attempt thwarted, and it's 11-0 against Winthrop.
Cleaning up a must-need round win there for Winthrop if they really wanted to keep their chances alive here in the first map of Haven. That crossfire was beautiful as well. I had my eyes on Bones positioning the entire time because for WU, they're constantly worried about it being sacred, right? They take him down, that lurk player, over into a lobby, and they expect, okay, we know that they love to move as 4. Expecting those players to be, flooding off of that B side with the lockdown coming in, but not expecting Bones to already be in that position for the cross with the Windows player. WU, they're able to scrape together a bye at the very least into this last round here as well. We've got great A lobby positioning from the defense, but the mid noise is made here by ADG. Now they're looking to re-clear.
It's that Guardian light armor. See what kind of impact Sim can do, and Fair's gonna try and draw the attention. That's that first engagement. Sim gets a surprise, lines up for almost the third. until T-Dog tells him to take a seat. And this is a great start for Winthrop, and they got the spike down. This is the version of Winthrop we wanted to see from round one. Is it too little too late at no win 11 mark? Well, the road starts here for Winthrop, 11-1 half.
Man, it is just crazy. I don't think that we would have expected heading into this matchup for an 11-1, just so one-sided on the side of ADG. Hopefully that last round win, being able to get themselves on the board as we switch sides here for Winthrop, is able to inject them with a little bit of energy, at the very least, heading into this pistol round. But overall, Lemon, Winthrop, I mean, this pistol round has got to be clean. They've got to be able to find some way to get that momentum going and keep it flowing if they want to make Haven a long game.
And Moobs is that type of personality that can bring Winthrop back into good spirits, because it's not just about this game being rough. They're on a 3-loss streak. So it's about breaking that, and this is kind of a tough map to kick off when it's one of your most banned maps. But if they can kind of shake things off, go into the next one. Corrode is another different map pick for them, but something they found success on. And Abyss is a long time away, but definitely think Winthrop could be mature enough to shake things off. Sim, though, has been put down. Chaotic is doing just that. This double duelist defending C until their last hopes are gone. That last hope on Winthrop's side is Moobs, and he's gone too. So we're about to have a quick Haven, Ash.
Yeah, pistol round here in pocket for ADG. Match point at that here as well on their map pick. Chaotic has been an absolute beast on this ISO. His decision making when it comes down to getting that shield up there as well. Just in time for that the swing into the double fight over towards front side of C, but you're just trying to look to reset mentally ahead of Corrode, honestly. For Haven, we didn't really know what to expect coming out from them. For ADG, they've definitely looked very comfortable since this swap when it comes down to their composition.
Chaotic is yet another MVP from this map to even the last time they were on Haven. STG, though, with the double Bucky, the wave goodbye. ADG in a lot of trouble in this one, losing to a lot of sheriffs, and now STG finding himself an outlaw. Bones and Chaotic split from each other, but now, okay. Caught scoping, caught lacking, I guess.
I mean, it is what it is. A little crossfire to be set here. Sim to peek off the contact. And a round on the board here for WU. They keep themselves alive, at the very least, here in round 14 of Haven. But it's a very, very tall battle to climb for the WU players, Lemon.
Yeah, and if you're if you're the coach from the Winthrop side, I mean, you're out of timeout. So it's more about the talk that you're having after this map of how can you get everyone to just be more confident, to kind of just go out swinging, because this could be your last match of the season. There could be a road to relegation if map 2 doesn't look any different. And I think it's just the mental that you got to fix up and to make sure that that is ironed out before Corrode, because I think Winthrop definitely have a plan for Corrode. I could tell they're kind of more reactionary here on Haven, just judging by stuff like the recoil ult from the top of Heaven on A, for example, to wishing that Sim and STG worked more off of each other the way that Chaotic and Hugh do. But kind of what the desk pointed out, that Winthrop still need to build that chemistry together.
Yeah, it's a tough situation that this Winthrop roster is in, for sure. Very different look from what we were expecting at the top of the season. And like Roy pointed out, just kind of suffering the consequences of some of those roster changes that had to come in last minute, with subs coming in for VCT there as well, with Governor and Infiltrator.
Almost a full save too from ADG. Like, I saw a lot of 0 credit purchases, and they're just one round away. They want to overwhelm Winthrop here. Thinking about C. STG trying to get looks using the Outlaw. Bones ready to close the door on this, metaphorically, physically. He's got the shotgun, he's got the first blood. Sim trades, and Winthrop, it's pedal to the metal. But lurking is Hugh with just the classic, and Winthrop just kind of need any round to, I think, help the morale especially, but keeping as many guns as possible. If there was a world where a miracle would happen and they could come back, you need to build that economy quickly.
Yeah, we should be able to see them carry these weapons over into the next round as well. Yeah, Moves is able to pick up that Outlaw and fix up that economy a little bit more, so WU can look to build that up earlier on into the second half now with that win on the anti-eco coming out from ADG in round 2. Overall, yeah.
Well, just like the big thing is, I think that kill contract coming up. Making sure you win that against Chaotic, you know that likes to be popped early, especially if there's any presence. So I think that would be the first stepping stone for me if I'm on Winthrop. Make sure I win that duel. But Winthrop just collapsing onto the site, easy.
And Hugh just sitting in the corner watching them entry. Nobody checks the left side of the C site there, and the trigger discipline to come out big with the 2K. Even ground as Chaotic goes for that flank, moves to shut him down here as well.
Was a big one, especially catching Moobs catching that one on the jump up. It wasn't the cleanest round for Winthrop, but will be secured nonetheless, unless Bones. Okay, I got real scared there because Bones has been putting up numbers. I mean, everyone on ADG is putting up numbers, but Winthrop get away with the skin of their teeth, and more clean rounds out of them. We'll start to maybe get some cope generated from people watching.
They're definitely looking a lot more comfortable on the attack than they did on defense. Just being able to set the pacing of these rounds themselves, right? But at the same time, something that I'm constantly keeping my eyes out for, where Sacred is placing a lot of those Cypher trips too. Like we've seen the ones towards backside C, just very much so ready for those TP plays, those dash plays to come in from STG and Sim. But into an eco round here for ADG. Not really going to get a preview of what I was just talking about. WU playing patient, waiting to see if ADG will bite with any sort of information push, knowing that they don't have the same amount of info utility to spare into this round to go info seeking early themselves.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get a preview of that kill contract. I was hyping up for Chaotic, and I certainly don't think it's going to happen this round.
You never know.
Chaotic is trolling, but we'll have to see. First, Winthrop. It's quiet as ever, but up close, Hugh with the shotgun could get a nasty upgrade here. Sim is gonna check it, and Hugh will check him out for good. That'll be an upgrade for Hugh as well. And he's actually just gonna dimensional drift to kind of confirm this Winthrop push, or if they've pivoted as Winthrop tries to set up on the island around their turret, and battling through that has worked out. And meanwhile, they already got the objective down.
You asked for the kill contract, it came out. We didn't quite get to see the battle that happened inside, but moves now. It will shut down Hugh, and it's all down to T-Dog in a 1v3. Bandit in hand. Not looking. I didn't think he was gonna get that kill. I'm going to be so for real. What are we doing right now?
We gotta stop trolling. Okay, the ADG, we need to stop trolling. Like, yeah, Recoil, you got some young knees there, but that was way too much damage into Winthrop.
Why did we start trolling in the 1v3, bro? We were down 8 rounds. We were down 8 rounds before that. You guys are starting to make me stress out. I do like the dimensional drift that came out from Hugh. ADG, yeah, I mean, Hugh himself, he knew that there's a world where there could have been more players short, right? So he chooses a safe option that will keep him alive, do a little bit of that information scouting for his team, but yeah, I'm just gonna reset into this round. I think you've got the Hunter's Fury online here for WU for some zoning, or for that post-plant dimensional drift on their side. It's STG that will get great info. They go for the combo, but doesn't quite land.
Yeah, because of that full clear on the site, Recoil can just focus this Hunter's Fury on the cutoffs. Another first blood. Now for Winthrop, retaliation from ADG. This could be for the win. It's 4v4, and Hugh's on the way with the op. No smokes will be hindering him, so Winthrop have to play a deadly game of hide and go seek. Sim is getting spammed through the wall. He's just sitting there taking it, then he swings. and ADG take care of business. Equal numbers, time on Winthrop's side. They can't let go of this now. Recoil with a well-timed swing, but trades for ADG. They still haven't gotten the defuse halfway, and T-Dog is too low HP to really contest it. So Winthrop get away with another one.
The climb is looking more possible the more rounds that pass by here, Lemon. Again, being able to set that pace on the side of WU has done wonders for them. Now ADG to call a timeout of their own. They weren't able to get anything so far on defense aside from that initial round in the pistol. We've seen different looks at how they're trying to go for these stacks too. Some bait plays over towards short for Hugh to play a little bit closer with those close range weapons like the Bucky. And info seeking there as well. So ADG, they have been swapping things up here and there. I do feel like as interesting as some of the setups that we've seen out from Sacred when it came down to those tripwires, they also aren't quite getting the value that I was hoping to see so far, especially when you have, you know, Sim on that jet going alongside the Yoru there for STG, where the jet nowadays can be a little bit more punishable when you're comparing it to that Waylay pick that has been a lot more popular in her place.
God, I'm already seeing Sim and STG really sync up better when Sim's putting smokes down, fair too. Like STG's all up in there. I'll have the op, and I'm trying to figure out is who's going to be carrying that. Usually it's moves that kind of ops a lot on this, and on the attacking side it's less common. But Sim's got ult, expecting him to kind of explode onto the side, have STG follow up with a quick TP in. We'll see if ADG will put up any resistance, but judging by the buys, not thinking so.
ADG playing it safe for the most part here, aside from the walk up over towards a lobby. Bones is just trying to get a little bit of information, maybe take down that alarm bot if he's able to.
Has to be careful here because any body left behind is a sacred neural theft opportunity. There is one, but he's kind of far away to be able to use that. So for now, Bones will take his one. And Winthrop will have to pick up the pieces. And Moobs could have given them that kill contract. And one slip up could be the end of this map. And to have it happen on a Thrifty would not be cute at all for the mental. But Winthrop will march ahead anyway.
Yeah, just trying to see if anyone's gonna walk into his crosshair here for recoil right behind that trip. Gets shot out finally. C-site is ripe for the taking. Nobody on the site here. Garage control fully in the hands of Sim here as well. This is a really nice setup already for the post plant on the side of WU, but that flank is looking scary.
Yeah, T-Dog just gets caught like that. Winthrop and extend out. Are watching all sides. Here's that resistance coming out of Garage. ADG, okay, just crossing barely in front of the op. And Sim, oh, with the knives out, gets put down. Chaotic now with the Sheriff. ADG have a chance. They have numbers. Sacred pulled out the neural theft. They have the information, but Fair's got a better shot.
That was fun.
I mean, it's a great one way there that he gets to work with as well. The clutch to come in from WU. Was that the smoke thrown from Fair? I actually didn't get the chance with everything going on to pinpoint which controller threw that one way down on the double stack box, but overall, a great recovery on the side of Winthrop. That was really dicey though, considering that it was an eco round that did come through. But man, WU, they are looking good on this attacking side once again. ADG have been struggling to deal with the double dive.
And ADG are using ults in these eco situations, like Chaotic with his kill contract, Sacred, that neural theft. And Winthrop, they're really getting the ball rolling here, and Sim has been activated. Definitely weakened up that A side. T-Dog is not even gonna exit. He knows reinforcements are right around the corner. You being as quiet as ever. And Winthrop, I feel like have missed their chance to really entry in, and now they have to re-clear elsewhere.
I mean, ult is available here for Moob, so he's just weighing whether or not the lockdown should be invested.
You should run.
It will be thrown down for good measure at the very least, but punished immediately with that peak.
how Winthrop really slowed down when they had those picks, and the lockdown. ADG will be riding right on the edge of it, and now already present back into the site. Winthrop didn't even get spiked down, and Sacred, just the cherry on top, sends them to heaven. 13-7 for ADG. What a statement.